I'm going to do is actually start painting. I want this to turn out to be kind of a blue and black color with a brown. That's the color of the bedroom. So I'm going to do my first coat with the chalk paint of blue. It's very, very easy to go on. A little goes a long way. It's going to take 2 coats. This blue coat is actually going to be my undercoat, so I'm only going to put 1 on. I'm not going to do 2 coats of the blue. And as you can see, I'm generously putting it on. Anytime you put on your first coat, it's going to have streaks in it from the paintbrush, and don't worry about that. Okay, so here is what it looks like with that first coat of blue on it. Okay, so I have finished putting the first black coat on, and technically I could stop if I wanted to and buff this, but I have chosen to put another coat on, so I'll be working on putting a second coat on in just a few minutes, but I wanted to show you what it looks like. Okay, now I'm starting to distress it. So what you want is a real good sanding block or a piece of sanding paper, and you just start hitting it. And on mine, because white was the base color on it, makes it a little bit more difficult. I put the greenish teal peacock color on and then the black. So white's going to come through as well, but that's okay because that's the way I wanted it. I wanted it to have a real distressed look to it. But so it's a multicolor underneath, and as you can see, those multicolors are coming through. This is all you do. You just start hitting the edges. And again, you just hit the edges up here. And that's it. I am now applying the first coat of the clear wax, and as you can see, my brush, I'm using a very, very, very small amount. All I'm doing is barely touching it in there and then rubbing it on. Okay, so the first thing that I put on was the clear wax, which I've got right up here, and now the next thing that I'm putting on is the Ruger Brown wax. Since it's black, the Ruger Brown is really not going to show up as brown streaks like it would on perhaps a white table, which I'm going to do next, an off-white table, so you'll be able to see the difference. All this really does is give it more of a dark brown, blackish sheen instead of such a chalky looking black. So that's the reason that I'm putting the brown on. It's really important though to keep it consistent, because the wax, unless you really, really work it into the grooves, it doesn't get into every piece of groove of the wood. At least it doesn't for me, it might for others. So it's real important that I stay consistent in the way that I put it on, and I really try to go with the grain of the wood. Again, it doesn't take a whole lot. It's going to have a sticky finish to it whenever you're applying it. So once I get it all applied, I'm going to buff it, and then the sticky residue will come off and it'll be shiny. So now I've gotten my second coat of wax on, which was a different color than the clear wax, and with this one I'm going to start buffing now. I've got it all coated on very evenly, and all you do, what I do, which may be different than others, but I kind of go in a circular manner right in the very beginning, and then I go back and start going up and down. And for me, it seems to really get in the crevices a little bit better. But at the end, you really, really want that look to be a little bit more consistent and up and down so that it doesn't dry with a finish going every which way. Takes about, from what I understand, about 2 weeks for wax to really set and cure well. So when I put this back in the bedroom where it's going to go in, I am not going to put the shelves or all of the pictures and things like that that I had on it back on for a couple of weeks. But you'll be able to see the finished product in probably a couple hours.